and terrifyingly prepared. Nah, this can't be real. Except it is, and it's only getting darker the deeper you look.
These allegations are entirely unfounded. The truth is not a matter of opinion, it is a matter of evidence. All relevant evidence has been carefully preserved and documented, including audio recordings, written communications, witness statements, and video material. This evidence has been submitted to appropriate judicial authorities in order to pursue legal action for attempted extortion, falsification of evidence, misappropriation of funds, and personal property, and multiple threats.
Here's where the shock hits your chest, because all week the whispers were that Ilia was cornered, that the court would lean emotional, not evidential, that silence meant guilt. And then boom, the filings land, the hearing turns administrative, and suddenly the story everyone was fed starts leaking oil. Because when Ilia says he has recordings, messages, witnesses, videos, not vibes but receipts, that's not defense, that's a warning shot. And someone in this story did not expect him to pull that trigger today.
Out of respect for my children and the ongoing legal proceedings, I will not be making any further public statements. I respectfully ask that speculation be avoided and that my family's privacy be honored during this sensitive time. The truth does not require volume, it requires facts.
You feel that curiosity clawing at you right now because the question isn't what was said publicly. It's what hasn't been shown yet, because fighters don't talk about evidence unless they're ready to burn something down. And when Ilia frames himself as the one being targeted, the one allegedly extorted, the entire emotional script flips. And I'm telling you, someone is hiding something here. You can feel it in the way the language tightens. Too clean, too controlled, too deliberate to be panic.
And so you can understand even more so why he would want to step away and not focus on fighting or defending his title, because obviously there's a lot going on. It's extremely sad. It's I feel for everyone involved. I feel for his family. I feel for his kids. It's an awful situation.
Then the escalation hits, because Spanish media runs wild. Headlines scream violence, and Ilia steps in and calls one of them flat out false, forces a correction. And that matters more than you think, because once a headline collapses, the rest start wobbling. And the hearing everyone thought was explosive turns out to be about a child's travel, not guilt, not charges, not cuffs, and you could hear the collective pause when people realize they might have been dragged into a narrative too fast.
They have been excellent. We have a special connection. I have understanding without having to give a lot of explanation, understanding from them. From the very first moment, they have extended their hand. I have been offered their support in any time I needed it. So I don't really know. I'm very happy for the support I have received from them, for the understanding, and also happy about the steps that they have to take.
This is where the emotion spikes, because children are involved, months without seeing his daughter, a son watching from the sidelines of a grown-up war, and suddenly this isn't a fighter dodging a fight. This is a father fighting a system with paper instead of fists. And if you don't think that changes a man, then you've never watched pressure carve someone sharper instead of breaking them. And yeah, say it. Fighters lie, but do liars bring this much documentation to the table?
Obviously, you just saw Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett for the interim title. Earlier, Topuria posted, "I'm dealing with some personal problems, so I'm not gonna fight the first quarter." So the winner of Gaethje versus Paddy will be the interim title, and then they will face Topuria.
And then there's that sudden pause, that quiet beat nobody wants to sit in, because Georgina's camp says, wait, there's more, claims evidence of their own, claims suffering, claims truth will expose everything. And that's when my stomach turns. Because when both sides promise revelation, it means this thing is nowhere near done, and one of them is bluffing, or worse, both think they're holding the ace, and courts don't care about confidence, they care about proof.
I had to dig into this. I guess I misunderstood. Ilia Topuria made headlines. My belief through the headlines is that Ilia was walking away from the UFC championship belt, thus elevating Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett to undisputed title.
Now, here comes the new threat, because the UFC doesn't stop spinning just because a champion's life is on fire, and while Ilia's world is collapsing inward, the lightweight division is being reassembled without him, interim belts whispered into existence, contenders circling like sharks, and make no mistake, titles don't wait for trauma. And every week out of the cage is a week someone else writes your legacy for you, whether you like it or not.
The story is that this made headlines for something that we